Hey everyone, it's great to have you back on SFDC Ninja, and today I am back with one more video of Apex Trigger scenario series. So guys, I have received few Apex Trigger scenarios from candidates who recently appeared in interviews, and I will try to make videos on it as soon as possible. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. Before going directly on coding part, first let's understand data model for today's scenario. So today we are going to use three objects: account, contact, and case. On contact object, we have a checkbox field primary contact which indicates whether a contact is primary or not. If it is checked, then it is a primary contact. Similarly, on case object, we have a checkbox field create task. Now the requirement is on an account, whenever user update or create a case with create task checkbox checked, then a new case should get inserted on primary contact of that account. Let me explain it again. Let's say we have an account record on which two contacts are present. One is primary contact and other one is non-primary contact. Now on this account, whenever a user creates a new case with create task checkbox checked, then a new task should get created on the contact which is the primary contact. Also, if there is already a case record present on this account on which create task checkbox is not checked and user update that case by checking the checkbox, then also a new task record should get inserted on primary contact of account. So this is what we need to do today. Now it's time to code, so let's switch to VS Code and create our handler class. Let's name it case trigger handler. Let's create our method. Public static void, let's say trg method. Now guys, we need to execute our code whenever there is a change on case object. So change is happening on case object. That's why we will pass list of case record as parameter in our method. So let's pass it list case new list case, and in this parameter we will pass trigger.new from our trigger. So this list is equal to trigger.new. Now guys, our first task is to fetch parent account ID of case whenever a new case get inserted with create task checkbox checked. Now there could be a question that why there is a need to fetch parent account ID. So the answer to this question is that according to the requirement, we need to create task on primary contact of account. That's why to fetch the primary contact, we'll be needing parent account ID of case. So let's apply a null check on this list like this and iterate over it. Let's say new case. Apply a check using if condition like this. If create task checkbox is checked and account ID is not null. And if this condition will get true, then we will add account ID in a set. So for that, let's create a set like this. New set ID, copy its name, paste it here and add account ID in it. Dot account ID. Guys, whatever we have written till now will only be executed only for insert operation. But we need to create task on update operation also, which means we need account ID whenever a user updates the case record by checking the create task checkbox. Therefore, we have to check that create task checkbox was unchecked before user checks it. For that, we need old version of case record. So let's pass another parameter like this. Let's say old map case. And in this parameter, we will pass trigger.oldMap from our trigger. So this map is equals to trigger.oldMap. And now we will create an instance of case record using this map by passing the ID of new version of case in get method like this. Case, old case, copy its name, paste it here, copy the map name, paste it here, dot get and pass the new version of case record like this. Let's also apply a null check on this map. Not equals to null. Guys, see, we have applied this null check to avoid null pointer exception. Because for insert operation, we will pass null in this parameter. Because of which we will get a null pointer exception whenever a user insert a case record. So we have old version of case in this variable. Now guys, this condition will work properly for insert operation, but it will get failed for update operation. Let me tell you why. Let's say a user updates a case record by checking this checkbox. Then a task record will get inserted. But if a user again updates any field on that case record, then also a new task will get inserted because this condition will get true every time when user updates any field on case. But we need that new task should get inserted only when user updates the case record by checking this create task checkbox. For that, we need to check that before updation, this checkbox was unchecked. And we have already created this instance which holds the old version of current case record. So in this if condition, we will add one more check like this old case dot create task equals to false. But again, there will be another problem. On insert operation, we cannot have old version of any record. So to solve that issue, we will add one more check here like this. Copy this map name, paste it here, equals null. And we will keep these two in our condition like this. Now guys see, for insert operation, we will pass null in this parameter. So between these two conditions, this condition will get true. And for update operation, this condition and this condition will get true along with this condition. Now we want that our rest of the code will be executed only if this set contains a value. And this set contains a value only if on an account record, a case record will get inserted or updated with create task checkbox checked. So let's apply a null check on this set like this is empty. Now our next task is to fetch primary contact of account on which we have to create task. So let's fetch it using socker like this list contact conlist select id account id primary contact from contact where account id is in this set. Copy its name, paste it here, and we need only one primary contact. So let's apply one more condition. Primary contact is true, limit 1. Now what we will do, we will add both contact and account ID in a map because later in our code that map will be used to get the ID of primary contact of the account on which case is being updated or inserted. So let's create a map ID, let's say con sec map, copy this map name, iterate over this list, text con list and put account ID in key and contact ID in value of this map like this. Con dot account ID and ID. Now let's iterate over this list again in which we will pass trigger.new for case, let's say CS record, apply check dot create task should be true, and we can also apply another check that if this map contains the account ID of this case, contains key CS record dot account ID, and finally create task record, new task First, let's give subject. Let's say follow-up task. And we will use who ID to relate this task to contact. And we will get contact using this map by passing account ID of case in it. Paste it here. Dot get cs record dot account ID. Dot status. Let's say not started. Paste it again. Priority will be normal. And we will not perform DML inside for loop. So let's create a list. Task list. Copy this list name and add task record in it. Dot add new task. Apply a null check on it. And finally insert it. We have our handler class ready. So let's deploy it to org. Yes, it is successfully deployed. Now let's create a trigger. Let's name it case trg. A trigger will be on case object because change is happening on it. And we will use after insert and after update. Why after? Because we need to create task after the record gets updated or inserted. So let's write case here, after insert and after update. Now apply a check like this. If trigger dot is after and trigger dot is insert. This is to call our handler class method only on insert operation. Copy the class name, paste it here. Dot trg method, pass trigger dot new in first parameter and null in second. Similarly, apply check for update operation also. Trigger dot is after is update. Copy this line, paste it here. But we will pass trigger dot old map in second parameter. Save it and deploy it to org. So we have our code ready. It's time to see it in action. So let's go to our org. In our org, we have this account on which two contacts are present. One is primary and one is non-primary. Open both contacts. And now let's create a case on it. Case origin. And check this create task checkbox. Click on save. Go to our primary contact. Let's refresh it. So as you can see that a task record has been inserted on the primary contact of account. Let's check non-primary contact also. There is no task record present, which means our code is working fine for insert operation. Now let's check for update operation also. For that, let's uncheck the checkbox on this case record. Save it. And let's check it again. Go to the primary contact again. Refresh it. So a task has been inserted again, which means our trigger is working fine for update operation also. That's it for today guys, and I'll be back with more interesting trigger scenarios. Thank you and keep watching.